Good evening, Livio, Regano with tonight's weather. After all the monsoonal action in the past week, we finally get to put our feet up this weekend and enjoy a bit of sunshine. That's no guarantee we'll stay dry, of course, just a lower chance of getting wet. Overnight rainfalls. Caloundra had an impressive 62 millimetres, the last of the big ones. Yamundi, 31 millimetres. Kenilworth had 28. They've done okay in the past few days as well. At Noosaville, 14. Gympie, 12 mils. Today was a very warm day considering it's the second last day of summer, only a degree or so warmer than the February average, but it's almost March, of course. On the satellite loop, once again, thunderstorms got going near the trough line this afternoon, and if you watch carefully, you'll see the line form the bright white dots here, just to the east of an inland trough. Severe thunderstorm warnings were issued for much of the state, especially the southern half through the Capricornia Wide Bay and southeast coast. Not on the Darling Downs, and the storms up in the tropics have been a little bit more minimal. This is today's chart. You can see we have a very open isobar pattern, hence it's still been very hot. But the southeasterly for the next high is starting to work its way into eastern Queensland, which will eventually cool things down just a touch. On tomorrow's chart, the southeasterly starts to freshen up along the east coast. You can see from the concentrated isobars, especially through the Capricornia and Wide Bay, we might get up to 25 knots or so, elsewhere about 20. And the showers and storms will go away slowly because the upper level trough will be offshore. On the outlook chart, this is the most stable day of all. Sunday should be mainly fine with just a couple of lingering showers. The trough is now offshore and just a light southeasterly breeze. And now the latest from the Weather Bureau. The boating forecast for Sunshine Coast waters, south to southeast winds between 10 and 20 knots tomorrow, steady 15 to 20 knots on Sunday, and then dropping back to 10 to 15 on Monday, always south to southeast. Tomorrow's tides, we have a low first up in the morning, followed by a high around lunchtime, and then another low tide at the end of the day. Enjoy them all. The southeast coast district, bit of cloud around, slight chance of a shower only, and Sunday's fine. Maroochydore 22 to 29 degrees, Nambour also 29, and Gympie 30. Looking ahead for Maroochydore, not much variation in top or bottom temps as we move into March, mostly average or slightly warmer, though we are expecting rainfall to increase again later next week. A splendid photo by John Casby to wrap up the week. Not much info on this one except that it was taken just recently from Castaways Beach. The wide spreading top of the storm would have made a pretty sunset. What a shame it was the wrong time of day. Have a top weekend, folks. Catch you Monday, and here's Robbie Sherwell with the word on the waves.
Thanks, Livio. Well, we're expecting southeast to east southeasterly winds over the weekend, hoping for lighter southerlies early. The winds will be between 15 and 20 knot southeasters tomorrow, and then only between 10 and 15 knot east-southeast on Sunday, according to the forecast. The swell, well, it is supposed to pick up that little bit, but it is only going to get up around that 3/4 to a metre mark at the most over the weekend. It is definitely going to be bigger on Sunday morning than it will be through the day tomorrow, but it will build as that day goes on. Now, the better place we're checking with a low tide early both mornings will be places like Maroochydore, the bays at Coolum. Southern corner of Alexandra Bay is going to be the biggest. On the southern end, it's definitely going to be around Dickey Beach and Ann Street, particularly Ann Street as that tide pushes up both mornings. If you're out there thinking about a swim across the coast, with those winds, we're going to get some strong currents, particularly heading from the south to the north, and there's quite a few deep gutters creating flash rips. Please stay safe. Only swim between the red and yellow flags. All beaches up and down the coast should be open. I hope you have a wonderful weekend across the coast beaches. Now it's back to you, Rob.
Yeah, good on you, Robbie. Thank you, mate. You have a nice weekend. You have a good weekend. We'll catch you back on Monday night. If you missed anything, the replay in a moment on 7/2. Otherwise, see you soon. Good night.